We have been lied to about the nature of success. From the time we are kids, we are taught that failure is the opposite of winning. We are taught to stay inside the lines, to play it safe, and to avoid making a scene so we don't look stupid. But in 2011, standing before the graduates at the University of Pennsylvania, Denzel Washington tore that lie to shreds. He didn't come to talk about his Oscars or his Hollywood fame. He came to talk about the dirt, the rejection, and the moments he hit the pavement face first. He came to deliver a message that would flip the script for millions of people. He called it falling forward. This is a deep dive into the fall forward philosophy, a masterclass in why your biggest failure is actually your biggest requirement for success. To understand the power of this message, you have to understand the fear that keeps most people living small lives. Most people are so terrified of looking foolish that they never reach for what they could actually become. They treat failure like a brick wall. But Denzel demands that you treat it like a doorway. He looks at the crowd and delivers a truth that cuts through the noise of our comfortable lives. I've found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living." Think about that. If you aren't willing to risk the fall, you aren't worthy of the flight. Denzel shares a story from his early days. An audition for a Broadway musical where he couldn't sing a note and couldn't dance to save his life. He failed miserably. He didn't get the gig. But he didn't run back to a safety net. He understood a fundamental law of the universe that most people ignore. He looked at those graduates, and he looked at you and said, if you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Let that sink in. Most of us want a new life, but we are trying to build it with old habits. We want the massive breakthrough, but we are terrified of the breakdown. But the fall forward mindset assumes that the fall is a part of the plan. If you are pushing the boundaries of what you are capable of, you are going to trip. The question isn't if you will fall, the question is, which direction are you falling in? Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. When you fall backward, you are looking at where you came from. You are looking at the shame. But when you fall forward, you are looking at where you are going. Even in the middle of a disaster, you are closer to the finish line than the person who never left the house. Every failed experiment is just one less way that doesn't work. Thomas Edison struck out 1,000 times before he perfected the light bulb. He didn't fail 1,000 times. He successfully found 1,000 ways that didn't work. He was falling forward. This leads us to the comfort zone. The comfort zone is a beautiful place. But let's be honest, nothing ever grows there. It is the graveyard of dreams. It is where talent goes to rust. Denzel warns that dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. To turn a dream into a reality, you need discipline. You need consistency. I'm sure in your experience you've heard it said that it's not how much you have, it's what you do with what you have, and we all have different talents. Talent is the most common thing on earth. The world is full of talented people who gave up. What separates the legends from the almosts is the willingness to take that talent into the line of fire. It is the willingness to pray, to dream, but then to get up and work for it until your hands bleed. Success is a marathon of failures. Denzel encourages us to have a passion for the risk. If you aren't passionate about the possibility of failing, you aren't truly passionate about the goal. He tells the graduates, and he tells you, that you will have soul-crushing moments. But those are the moments where your character is built. Don't just aspire to make a living, aspire to make a difference. This is the higher purpose of the Fall Forward Manifesto. Why are we taking these risks? Why are we enduring the strikeouts? It isn't just for a paycheck. It isn't just for a bigger house or a faster car. It is contribute something to this world that wasn't there before you showed up. Heroic motivation isn't just about self-improvement. It's about world improvement. When you fall forward, you create a path for others to follow. You show them that the ground isn't that scary. You show them that you can hit the pavement, wipe the blood from your lip, and keep walking. This message works for everyone because it validates the struggle of being a beginner. It tells us that our mistakes don't define us. Our recovery does. Denzel reminds us to stay humble in the process. You will never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. You can't take it with you. It's not how much you have, it's what you do with what you have. True wealth is the impact you leave on the hearts of others. True success is the courage you showed when you were at your absolute lowest point. So as you move toward your next project, remember Denzel's words. Don't be afraid to fail big. Don't be afraid to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. When you leave your house tomorrow, don't look for the easy path. Look for the path that scares the hell out of you. And if you trip, and you will trip, do not look back. Just make sure that when you hit the floor, you are facing the future. Fail big. That's right. Fail big. Today is the beginning of the rest of your life, and it can be very frightening. It's a new world out there. It's a mean world out there. And you only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Take the risk. Accept the strikeout. Fall forward. Every single time. Until the world remembers your name not for the fall, but for the rise. That's how winning is done. Now go out there and give it everything you've got. The world is waiting for your fall. Make it a big one. Fall forward.